What's good, y'all? It's Lucky Luch here. Welcome back to my room and my YouTube channel. I am fresh off a trip from Puerto Rico. Do I feel good? I think my tan is still there. And overall, I just feel really refreshed because this trip was refreshing. What I haven't really had a chance to do as I've gotten into my adult life is just spend time on the land. The land in Puerto Rico has been passed down for a couple generations now. I have a picture back here, if you can see on like the bottom corner of your screen. Do some close-ups of it. But this picture is called a Jibaro, or the picture is called Jibaro, and it's named after Jibaros. And what Jibaros are they're like rural farmers. They put together systems within their land so that they can thrive and live off their own land. And so when I say things like my great uncle was a Jibaro, he built a 2-story house and then in the backyard had various plants, avocado trees, star fruit trees, plátanos, just to name a few. He was able to build a house that he lived in and that my family's able to live in, as well as the land was self-sustaining. So you can go to the back, you can, grab some fruit. If somebody else has some chickens, you can grab some eggs, and like you'll be able to have breakfast and lunch. You know what I mean? Things like that. So that's all a part of being a Jibaro, is being a master of agriculture and living off the land. And I feel like I got to embody this a little bit. Last time I went to PR, it was a lot of adventures. I did do some stuff though. There's like a big hill separating a couple houses. We dug out these holes and we put these slabs of like broken concrete in, created these steps so you can go up the hill and steps and not bust your ass. And this time, I was able to paint outsides of the house, power wash the house, a couple of the driveways too. So that way the land is looking like, has a little sparkle on it. It looks updated, looks fresh. We're going to be out there a lot this summer, so it was important to start this now, get used to the whole process. So that way when I go back, I'm able to do work, have a little bit of fun, do a little bit of work, have a little bit of fun. So with all that being said, I do want to show you guys some art that I got while I was out there, because I realized my room isn't Puerto Rican enough. Like, yeah, I got the boxing gloves, I got the Jibaro, but I could always have more. I just don't want flags though. Like, I do want it to be a little bit creative, and so we got a little creative. The first thing I want to show you is actually this little guy that's hanging over there next to Kendrick Lamar, and you guys let me know your thoughts on what it is. Let's get into it. So when I first viewed this piece, I thought it was a mocha pot. A mocha pot is also known as la greca, which is a pot for making coffee. If you guys caught the World Baseball Classic, you would know that during one of the games when Puerto Rico was playing, I think it was versus Italy, somebody had a greca and they were like, doing one of these with it and cheering on for Puerto Rico. So when I first looked at this piece, I thought it was that, with the steam popping out and creating the Puerto Rican flag. Upon further inspection, this is a blue coffee cup on a coaster, and then the steam creates the flag. I think this was a nice creative take on the Puerto Rican flag. The pride and just, like you're waking up, the coffee, I feel like it's part of every culture now, right? But like Bad Bunny said, like, en mañana café. And I think this is just a good representation of like, you wake up in the morning, you have a little cafecito, it's beautiful outside, you see the steam popping off, and you're like, wow, I'm in the most beautiful place. We got this from an artist in Naguabo. Every weekend there's like a big line of just like a flea market along the boardwalk over there. So it's nice to take a stroll, get some art on. I also bought another piece from this artist. I found this one absolutely adorable. So the little animal on the front is a coqui. They're a little frog that goes coqui, coqui at night. They are an integral part of the Puerto Rican ecosystem, a part of our culture. You don't mess with coquis. You don't talk bad about coquis. They're just there, and you either love them and you want to be in Puerto Rico because it adds to the ambiance at night, or you hate them. In that case, GTFO. I liked this little canvas. I like the little wooden stand. I like the presentation of it. However, I do have some room behind me right underneath the coffee cup and Kendrick Lamar, so I might throw it over there and see what's up. Last is this bracelet with a little tortuga on it. Tortuga means turtle or tortoise. From what I know, it's used interchangeably for both. And it's funny how I got this, because I was talking to one of my friends. We were like texting back and forth, and we were talking about tattoos. And she was telling me how she wanted to get a turtle tattoo. I was like, oh, that's such an awesome idea. That's kind of funny because I always wanted a turtle shell tattooed on me. Now, there's two reasons why I would want a tortoise shell tattooed on me. One, because I'm a former swimmer, former lifeguard. I have my little plaque from college behind me. Swimming competitively taught me a lot. Swimming as an exercise was always beneficial. And I just love being in the water. Also, my mother has a relationship with this lady. They've known each other for a few years now. And she's always walking up and down Loquillo Beach selling these little bracelets for like $5 to like $10. When I saw this, it just kind of spoke to me. And after having that like little conversation about that stuff, I just thought it was so kismet that, I was looking at a little turtle on a bracelet. So I got it. Yeah. And also, by the way, for anybody here wondering where to visit in PR, now, Guabo is wonderful on the weekends. It does get crowded, but they have like a little flea market, plenty of places to eat, and a small beach in its back section. If you just want a beach and then have some food after, Loquillo Beach is like my favorite spot ever. And now that I've been going to Puerto Rico a little bit more often, I've been able to work on my Spanish, which is cool. I'm just like comfortable like ordering food and saying small things. I've also been getting more comfortable driving on the roads out there to where I don't need a GPS, which is kind of a flex in 2026, I'm not gonna lie. I'm rambling at this point. I just really wanted to show off some pictures and some art from my trip. I really had a fun time. I really had an amazing time. And I'm just really, really fortunate and really blessed to not only have a loving family unit, but to also have, these places that I can visit and have my family's history literally laid out in front of me. It's an incredible gift. My name's Lucky Luch. I post every Tuesday. Like, subscribe, drop a comment, and we'll talk soon. Peace.